Hi, welcome to Conservative Apologetics. We're going to discuss right now healthcare in light of the budget reform, or in light of the budget and the things that are going on right now in Congress. Each year, about mid-July, the White House is supposed to release kind of a budget update to let everybody know how things are going. But the White House has delayed it now till August 15th, till the middle of August. Now, why could that be? Well, as you recall, President Obama is wanting the Congress to vote on health care reform before they recess on August 7th. All right, they want the health care reform done and ready for him to sign by August 7th. Now, that on the face of it is incredible to think that the president is wanting Congress to vote on, go through, work out $1 trillion health care plan in a matter of 3 weeks. This guy is out of touch with reality. He thinks that it's okay just to rush through $1 trillion spending bill and entitlement program. Now, folks, here's what you've got to understand. Once we have health care, unlike cap and trade, we can, when Republicans take over the Congress again, we can vote down health and cap and trade, get rid of it. Health care, once you get an entitlement in, you don't get rid of it. It was the same thing with President Bush putting in that prescription drug plan for seniors. Now we're stuck with that billion dollar plan, and we can't get rid of it. We do not want health care rushed through Congress in 3 weeks so President Obama can wear it as a feather in his hat. Now, the question becomes, why is he not wanting to release the midsummer update? Well, could it be because it's really bad news? Now, Peter Herzog, who's the budget director for the White House, says he thinks the chances are high, quote unquote, of getting health care through the Congress by August 7th when they leave for recess. However, I think this midterm budget report is going to be a huge nightmare for the White House. So they're wanting to push through health care before this mid-year budget report comes out and it shows things are out of control. When they passed that $787 billion stimulus measure, they said that was supposed to keep unemployment at about 9%. It wasn't supposed to go over 9%. Well, now it's 9.5%, and every economist, almost without exception, is saying it's headed into double digits. All right, so that hasn't happened. Obama's based his budget projections on 3.2% economic growth in 2010. Do you really believe that's going to happen? And then 4% or higher 2011 to 2013. That's not going to happen either. Private economists are much less optimistic about that type of thing. Now, when Biden said we misread, quote, we misread how bad the economy was, unquote, really is telltale. One thing you can say about Joe, God bless him, every once in a while the truth slips out of his mouth. Now, a Washington Post ABC News survey released today shows approval for Obama's handling of health care reform slipping below 50%. In Ohio, his overall approval rating is below 50%. The poll also found support eroding on how Obama's dealing with other issues that are important to Americans, such as the economy, unemployment, and the swelling budget deficit. This guy doesn't get it, America. Here's what we need to do. We need to call our congressman. Get on house.gov and find out who your congressman is. They have a place where you can put your zip code in. It'll tell you who your congressman is. Call them. Tell them no to health care. Tell them no to cap and trade. That once, these bills are going to the Senate. The House has already approved them. All right. Now, what happens next is it's got to go to the Senate. The Senate has to approve their version of the bill. And then it comes back to what we call a conference committee. That's a committee between the House and the Senate. And they iron these things out, all the differences out between the two plans. And then they have to go back to the individual houses, the Senate and the House, to the individual chambers, rather, the Senate and the House, to vote on it. Call your legislator. Call your congressman and say, look, if the Senate passes health care reform, I do not want you to support it when it comes out of the conference committee. Call your United States Senator and say, I do not want you supporting health care and cap and trade. They haven't voted on either of those yet. They are budget busters. And you know what? The Democrats are starting to realize that. When the chairman of the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, Douglas Elmendorf, says that these things are going to significantly expand, quote unquote, the federal financial responsibility for health care, it's not going to rein in costs, then we've got to listen and say, maybe our president is misleading us. Let's just say it, maybe he's lying. Here's the thing. He wants Congress to control, or he wants the government, rather, to control your life. The national debt right now, the national debt stands at $11.6 trillion. That's an 11 with 12 zeros behind it. That is staggering. That is staggering. The administration has projected that the annual budget deficit for the current year is going to hit $1.84 trillion. That's 4 times last year's deficit of $455 billion. Now, he points his finger back at Bush and says, oh, he was terrible. He has quadrupled the deficit, the budget deficit for this year. The administration says has projected annual deficits for the current budget year, as I said, $1.84 trillion. Private forecasters say it could top $2 trillion. This guy's spinning us into bankruptcy. The only way it's going to change is if you say stop. You are the government, America. Don't forget it. You hold the power. Call your congressman. Call your senator. Tell them if they vote for these budget-busting measures, you will not vote for them. You will work against them. That strikes fear into the heart of politicians. America, let's stand up. Let's take our government back. Let's take our money back. Have a great day.